Teacher Nabaasa, we are back. I told you PLE we are going to break all the numbers. This one is also for 2023, and it is as Moses wanted to find the volume of an irregular object. That's a key area. He had the following materials for the experiment: an irregular object, a thread, an overflow can, and then water. Now, those are the materials that he had. Now, to answer question one, we are going to go back to my table, but we are going to say, let's first read it. Name one material Moses forgot to include on the list of his materials. Now, these are the materials that we need to perform this experiment, which we actually call the displacement method of finding an irregular object. So Moses had an irregular object like mine. Me, I have a stone. Moses also had a thread. Moses had an overflow can. We sometimes call it a eureka can. It has a spout. That's the key identification area. Now, Moses also had the water. My water is colored here. Then Moses forgot this one. Now, I want someone who knows it. Which one is it? So it is the answer that we are going to give. That actually, Moses forgot a measuring cylinder. Because after he displaces water, he has nothing that will help him to read the volume of displaced water. But if you want to be very accurate, just call it a graduated, because we need the one that has the marks. So can call it a graduated measuring cylinder. Measuring cylinder. Measuring cylinder. This is what Moses forgot. Only others he had them. Now, let's get back. We'll come back to this. Let's come to part B. What is the use of the thread in this experiment? Simple. Me, I would actually, if I was the runner, I would just say a thread is used to tie the irregular object. The irregular object. Me, I would give that answer. And I believe it is correct. Then, another one, I would say the thread is used to lower or immerse the irregular object. The irregular object. The irregular object. Remember, we have to immerse the irregular object in water, which is in the overflow can. So those are my suggested answers. In case you have a different one, you can drop it in the comment section. Now, describe how Moses will get the volume of the irregular object in this experiment. Remember, Moses had an irregular object, had a thread, had an overflow can, and had water. But now we have reminded him that he forgot the measuring cylinder. So now we are going to go step by step on how Moses, now that he has all the materials, he can perform this experiment. Now, we are going to do to write a step and then do the experiment. Number one, according to me, you can tilt it, but me, I'm going to use mine. Number one, I'm going to say Moses had to tie a thread around the irregular object. Around the irregular object. Or you can say he had to tie the irregular object using a thread. And this is what Moses had to do. Get the thread and tie the irregular object such that it is ready for immersion. It is ready to be lowered in the overflow can. That is step number one. To me, step number two would be to fill. You would fill water, fill the overflow can. You fill the overflow can with water until it overflows. Until it overflows. The importance of allowing water to overflow is to make sure that water is at exactly the spout level. So I'm going to show it to you here. Now, we are going to have our Eureka can. Then we are going to pour our water like this. You just keep looking here at the spout until it overflows. Uh-huh, 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 uh-huh. So water has started overflowing. And when it stops like this, it means it is exactly at the spout level. Now, my point number 3 would be to place a measuring cylinder. A measuring cylinder. You can even add the word graduated measuring cylinder below the spout of the overflow can. So in other words, what we are saying, remember this one is the one which will actually collect for us the displaced water. So we need to press it here. After pressing it here, then now we can go to another step. Now let's go to another step. Another step would be now lower immerse the irregular object or an irregular object completely in water. Completely in water that is in the overflow can. So we want to get it now. We have this measuring cylinder placed below the spout, and now we are going to immerse. So you take your eye, watch closely on the spout what will happen. So as I lower, you see the water is being displaced. You can see water is being displaced. So you wait until all water has been displaced, and then now after you have some water which has been displaced and it is in the measuring cylinder. And remember, Archimedes said that when an irregular object, when an object is fully immersed in water, it displaces water which is equal to its volume. So which means the water which has been displaced is equal to the volume of the irregular objects. So number 5, I will say, read the volume of the displaced water in the measuring cylinder. Measuring cylinder. And then lastly, the volume of water displaced will equal to the volume of irregular object. This question was not easy for the runners. The first confusion was here. He had few, and then here he was missing one, and now here they are telling you how will he get, and yet he was missing one. So to me, this would be a better procedure or a better response that the runners of 2023 had to give to be able to earn all these marks. Otherwise, I want to thank you very much for watching. Always do not forget to subscribe and share with a friend. And you can also give your views in the comment section. It's learning. It's not about who knows, it's about learning. Someone can learn from your comment. Thank you very much.